Forget carrots. This tiny seed repairs eyes better than drops. Every year after the age of 60, the proteins within your eye lens begin to accumulate damage. What's particularly fascinating and often not discussed is that these very proteins were formed before you were even born. Your body created them once while you were developing in the womb, and it doesn't produce them again. They are designed to serve you for your entire lifespan, enduring countless stresses each year. Over time, these proteins start to clump together, adhering to one another. This process gradually transforms the clear, transparent window of your lens into something cloudy and opaque, a state where light is scattered rather than precisely focused. This is the underlying reason for those blurry mornings you experience, the halos you notice around headlights when you're driving at night, and that persistent foggy film that you try to clear with repeated blinking, but it never quite dissipates. By the time most individuals find themselves in their eye doctor's office, hearing terms like age-related and progression, this protein damage has been silently developing for 20, perhaps even 30 years. However, the crucial connection between these factors and your daily habits has rarely been made clear for you. Today, I'm going to introduce you to 6 different types of seeds, readily available in grocery stores right now. Each of these tiny powerhouses contains specific compounds that directly nourish and support the protective systems your eye lens proteins desperately need. I've ranked all 6, starting from the least effective and progressing to the one that demonstrated the best performance across every metric I examined. I also need to give you a heads up about seed number 3, the way most people consume it. Their bodies absorb very little of its beneficial content, so please stay with me. Before we delve into the seeds themselves, it's essential to understand what's happening within your eyes. Once you grasp this, you'll fully comprehend why these seeds are so effective and why your current efforts might not be sufficient. Here's a crucial aspect of your eye lens that most people are unaware of. It has absolutely no blood supply. Not a limited blood supply, but none at all. Your lens is completely isolated from your body's circulatory system. No fresh oxygen is delivered, no repair crews are dispatched, and no replacement parts are shipped in. It operates entirely independently, relying on its own internal chemistry throughout your life. The key compound that fuels this internal chemistry is called glutathione. In a young, healthy lens, glutathione is abundant. In fact, your lens has some of the highest concentrations of glutathione found anywhere in the human body. As long as glutathione levels remain high, your lens proteins stay clean, separate, and clear, allowing light to pass straight through and everything to appear sharp. However, published research has confirmed a phenomenon that is rarely discussed. In your 50s, a physical barrier begins to form around the central core of your lens, known as the nucleus. This barrier effectively cuts off the supply of glutathione to the very center of your lens, precisely where the most damaging types of cataracts develop. Your lens core then starts to run low on its primary defense mechanism, all while you might feel perfectly fine and experience no noticeable symptoms. Without this essential glutathione shield, your lens proteins begin to deteriorate. They unfold, they clump together, and they start scattering incoming light instead of focusing it. When your eye doctor reviews your scans, they might simply state, "This is just aging." While they are correct about the aging process itself, they often don't inform you that this progression, the loss of glutathione, the clumping of proteins, and the spread of oxidative damage throughout your lens, is directly influenced by your diet. Specific antioxidants, essential fatty acids, and compounds found in 6 common seeds that most people overlook at the grocery store play a significant role. Consider this: cataract surgery is one of the most frequently performed surgeries globally. Researchers have estimated that simply delaying the onset of cataracts by 10 years could cut its incidence by half. Imagine that, half as many people needing surgery. Yet, there's a widespread lack of discussion about the dietary components that support the very biological processes that make such a delay possible. That's precisely what we're going to address today. We begin with number 6, sesame seeds. And before you consider skipping ahead, there's one vital piece of information about sesame seeds that is often omitted, and it means you're missing out on a significant portion of their true benefits. Sesame seeds are a good source of zinc, which your retina relies on to activate enzymes that protect your photoreceptor cells and to transport vitamin A from your liver into your eye tissue. They also contain copper and vitamin E, all valuable nutrients that support eye health. However, here's the challenge. Sesame seeds are rich in a substance called phytic acid. Inside your digestive tract, phytic acid acts like a magnet, binding to minerals like zinc and copper, essentially capturing all the good stuff within the seeds. This binding prevents your gut lining from absorbing these vital minerals, and the entire package passes through your system. You chew them, you swallow them, you feel like you're doing something healthy, but a considerable amount of these minerals never actually make it into your bloodstream. The solution is remarkably simple, takes about 3 minutes, and costs nothing. Dry roasting. Pan roast them over medium heat for 3 minutes, just until you start to detect that warm, nutty aroma. This heat effectively breaks down the phytic acid, unlocking the minerals within. Now, your body can finally absorb what you've paid for. A small handful of toasted sesame seeds sprinkled over a salad, or your eggs, for instance, can be incorporated into your diet for approximately $2 a month. However, to be entirely honest, sesame seeds primarily serve to prevent further decline. They help you stop losing ground more rapidly. They don't typically reverse existing issues. The seeds ranked higher on this list operate on an entirely different level of effectiveness. They receive a score of 3 out of 10. Next, at number 5, we have pumpkin seeds, and this next point might be a bit disappointing for those who have been eating them for years. Pumpkin seeds contain 2 specific compounds that Harvard researchers have confirmed are directly beneficial to a particular part of your eye, not the entire eye, but one specific area, the macula. This is the central part of your visual field, responsible for reading, recognizing faces, driving, and anything you focus on directly. It's also the part that tends to deteriorate first. These compounds are lutein and zeaxanthin. Decades of extensive research have linked a higher intake of these 2 carotenoids to a significantly lower risk of macular degeneration worsening. In fact, your macula is naturally yellow due to the presence of these very compounds. It actively concentrates them. Your eye is physiologically designed to gather them. Pumpkin seeds also boast more zinc per ounce than almost any other seed you can purchase. So here's the catch that might bother you. If you've been consuming pumpkin seeds straight from a bag, whether roasted, raw, or salted, you've likely been getting only about half of their potential benefits. This is because pumpkin seeds contain even more phytic acid than sesame seeds. Until you neutralize this phytic acid, the lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc remain locked away, passing through your system unused. The preparation method is almost insultingly straightforward. The night before, place your pumpkin seeds in a bowl of water, squeeze in half a lemon, stir, and let them soak for 8 hours. The citric acid from the lemon chemically breaks down the phytic acid coating. In the morning, drain them, rinse them, and consume them as they are, or you can dry them in a low oven. Pumpkin seeds score 4.5 out of 10. Moving on to number 4, and this is one that genuinely frustrates me because so few people are discussing it, hemp seeds. While everyone debates the merits of flax versus chia, hemp seeds sit readily available on the shelf, offering something that no other seed on this list can match on its own. Your retina is neural tissue composed of the same type of cells as your brain, and consequently, it shares similar vulnerabilities. These retinal cells are highly susceptible to chronic, low-level inflammation. When inflammation reaches your retinal layers, cell membranes weaken, signal transmission slows down, and your vision begins to degrade in ways that no standard eye chart can detect until the damage is already substantial. The single most critical nutritional factor in managing this inflammation is the balance between 2 types of fats, omega-6 and omega-3. Modern diets typically have an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio somewhere between 15.1 and 20.1, overwhelmingly favoring omega-6. Researchers suggest that the human body functions optimally with a ratio closer to 3.1 or 4.1. This significant disparity creates a low-grade inflammatory environment throughout your body, including your eyes, on a daily basis. Hemp seeds naturally possess an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of approximately 3.1. No other commonly available seed at the grocery store comes this close to an optimal balance. A comprehensive meta-analysis reviewing 19 randomized controlled trials involving over 4,000 participants confirmed that correcting this fatty acid imbalance leads to measurable reductions in the inflammatory markers that drive dry eye disease, that chronic burning sensation, dryness, and gritty irritation that tends to worsen throughout the day. Hemp seeds earn a score of 7.5 out of 10. At number 3, and as I warned you at the beginning, this is one that requires specific preparation: chia seeds. And specifically, the way most people are consuming them right now means they are getting almost no benefit from them. Let's first understand the biology. Your retina is constructed from a specific fatty acid known as DHA. It's not partially made from it, it is fundamentally built from it. DHA constitutes a major structural component of the tissue your vision critically depends on. When DHA is chronically deficient, this tissue begins to break down. Cell membranes weaken, and the structural integrity of your retinal layers erodes silently over years. Chia seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of ALA, which is the plant form of omega-3 that your body converts into DHA. A large meta-analysis of 19 randomized trials confirmed that omega-3 intake measurably improves tear film breakup time, the scientific measurement of how quickly the surface of your eye dries out between blinks. When this number is low, every blink feels incomplete. This leads to the burning sensation, the grittiness, and that persistent feeling of having something in your eye that never goes away. Now, here's what has been a missed opportunity for millions of people. If you eat chia seeds whole, sprinkled into smoothies, stirred into oatmeal, or swallowed as a gel, the outer shell of the seed resists your digestive enzymes. These seeds largely pass through your system intact. You absorb only a fraction of what you consumed. You are essentially eating the packaging, not the contents. You must grind them. Use a coffee grinder for about 10 seconds. Grind them fresh, not from a pre-ground bag purchased from the store. Once a chia seed is cracked open and exposed to air, those omega-3 fatty acids begin to oxidize immediately. A pre-ground bag sitting in your pantry may have already lost most of its potency before you even open it. Grind them yourself that morning, right before you eat them, and crucially, pair them with fat. DHA is fat-soluble. Without a fat source in the same meal, absorption drops significantly. Incorporate a tablespoon of coconut oil in a smoothie, a drizzle of olive oil, or half an avocado. Any quality fat consumed with the freshly ground chia seeds at the same time will enhance absorption. Within 1 to 2 weeks, most people notice a reduction in morning dryness. The feeling of your eyes grinding throughout the day by the afternoon begins to subside. However, achieving structural support for your retina takes 60 to 90 days, but relief for the surface of your eye can come quickly, sometimes within the first week. Chia seeds, when prepared correctly, score an 8 out of 10. At number 2, and this one truly surprised me as I reviewed the research, is freshly ground flaxseed consumed with avocado. Flaxseed contains more alpha-linolenic acid per gram than any other plant-based source on Earth. That means more than chia, more than hemp, and more than any other seed on this list. A single tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed delivers approximately 2,300 milliliters of plant-based omega-3. For the same amount, chia provides about 1,700 milliliters. Every single day, this difference accumulates. The Women's Health Study, one of the largest long-term nutrition studies ever conducted, which followed nearly 40,000 women, found that a higher dietary intake of omega-3 was significantly associated with a reduced risk of dry eye syndrome. Flaxseed stands out as the most concentrated way to obtain this intake from your diet. The avocado is not optional, it's an essential component. Omega-3 fatty acids are fat-soluble. The monounsaturated oleic acid present in avocado has been specifically identified in nutritional bioavailability research as one of the most effective fat sources for improving the absorption of fat-soluble compounds. Therefore, the avocado is not merely a side dish, it's the key that unlocks the benefits of the flaxseed. There are 2 non-negotiable rules for flaxseed. Rule number 1, grind it fresh on the morning you intend to consume it. Not the night before, and certainly not from a pre-ground bag. Grind whole flax seeds in a coffee grinder for about 10 seconds right before you eat them. Rule number 2, Consume it within 15 minutes of grinding. The clock is ticking. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flax seeds served on half a ripe avocado every morning is the recommended approach. The only reason this combination is number 2 is that the top-ranked seed offers an advantage that flaxseed cannot. It delivers an antioxidant that your body actively regenerates within your lens for hours after a single serving. Flaxseed with avocado receives a score of 9 out of 10. And now, for number 1, the seed that excelled in every single category. This is raw, unsalted sunflower seeds, consumed with a quarter of a ripe avocado and fresh lemon juice squeezed directly over them. All 3 components should be consumed together every single morning. Sunflower seeds contain more vitamin E per ounce than almost any food you can find in a grocery store. Just 1 ounce, a small handful, provides close to half of your daily recommended intake of alpha-tocopherol, which is the specific form of vitamin E that your body readily absorbs and prioritizes. Vitamin E is not just general eye nutrition, it's targeted. It resides within the membranes of your lens fiber cells, the very cells housing the proteins that were created before you were born and can never be replaced. Vitamin E acts as a guardian, intercepting oxidative damage before it can reach these vital proteins. A meta-analysis published in Public Health Nutrition, which pooled data from multiple cohort studies and clinical trials, found that dietary vitamin E intake was significantly associated with a reduced risk of age-related cataracts. The protective effect was most pronounced in the lens nucleus, the core of the lens, where damage tends to accumulate over the longest period. Now, vitamin E is fat-soluble, and without dietary fat, a substantial portion of it will pass through your system before your body can utilize it. The monounsaturated oleic acid in avocado serves as the optimal delivery vehicle, enhancing the absorption of vitamin E. Without it, you lose most of the benefit before it ever reaches your eyes. However, the lemon is the key mechanism that elevates this combination above all others on this list. Let's understand precisely why. When a vitamin E molecule neutralizes a free radical within your lens, its primary function, it becomes oxidized in the process, essentially used up. Normally, it would be finished at that point. Vitamin C changes this dynamic. Research on the interaction between vitamin C and vitamin E has demonstrated that vitamin C can take that spent, oxidized vitamin E molecule and convert it back into its active form, regenerating it. This means your single serving of vitamin E continues to work actively and continuously for hours, rather than mere minutes. 1 dose, 1 meal, effectively recycling itself within your lens tissue. You are not just delivering an antioxidant, you are establishing a self-sustaining system. This is precisely why this combination surpasses all others on this list, and it costs less than 85 cents per serving. Here is your exact daily protocol. Write this down. 1 ounce of raw, unsalted, shelled sunflower seeds, a quarter of a ripe avocado, the juice of half a fresh lemon, squeezed directly over everything. Consume all 3 together. This is your non-negotiable morning meal. Ensure that your sunflower seeds have only 1 ingredient on the label. If there's more than 1 item listed, put them back. This is what consistent daily use of this protocol can feel like. Within the first 3 days, you'll start to notice a reduction in the heavy, gritty, tired feeling your eyes often carry by evening. That feeling you've come to accept as just a consequence of a long day. That sensation will begin to lift slightly. By the end of the first week, morning blurriness will soften. The initial fog you experience when you first open your eyes will clear a little faster. Within 2 to 3 weeks, reading labels, phone screens, menus in dimly lit restaurants will become easier. You'll find yourself squinting less, and close-range vision will feel sharper. By 90 days, the halos around headlights at night will start to diminish. Contrast will improve, and colors may appear slightly more vivid than they have in years. And some individuals return from their eye appointments to find their optometrist, quietly noting that their vision metrics haven't progressed as expected. 90 days represents the structural healing window. Dry eye symptoms respond much faster, often within days to weeks, but the deeper repair work within the lens requires time. One important caution: sunflower seeds are relatively high in omega-6. 1 ounce per day is the recommended dose, not 2 ounces, and certainly not a full cup. More is not better. This combination receives a perfect score of 10 out of 10. Here is your complete daily protocol to establish a strong foundation each morning. Every single morning, your foundation. 1 ounce of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds, a quarter avocado, half a lemon squeezed over everything. Consume together. This is non-negotiable. On the same morning, your omega-3 layer. You have two options here. 1. 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds served on yogurt or blended into a smoothie. 2. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground chia seeds combined with a fat source. Choose hemp seeds if you prefer zero preparation, or ground chia if you desire a higher omega-3 concentration. Pick one and remain consistent. 3 to 4 mornings per week. Your deep layer. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flax seed served on the other half of that avocado. Remember to grind it fresh and consume it within 15 minutes. Weekly. Your macular maintenance. Soaked pumpkin seeds, prepared the night before in water with lemon. Drain them in the morning and consume a small handful on yogurt or a salad. Now, let's address 3 common mistakes that can negate all of this hard work. Mistake number 1. Consuming coffee or tea within 90 minutes of your seeds. The tannins present in these beverages can bind to zinc and other minerals, physically blocking their delivery to your system. Always have your coffee or tea chew after your seeds. Mistake number 2. Opting for the evening instead of the morning. The absorption of fat-soluble compounds like vitamins E and A is measurably better during the morning hours. Make it a morning ritual every time. Mistake number 3. Stopping after just 2 weeks because you haven't seen dramatic results. Dry eye symptoms typically respond within days to weeks. However, structural protection for your lens is a process that takes 60 to 90 days. The research on vitamin E and cataract risk, for instance, was measured over 18 months. Stopping at 2 weeks is akin to planting a tree, checking on it 3 days later, and concluding that trees don't grow. It is imperative that you do not stop prescribed medications without consulting your doctor. These seeds are designed to support your body's natural biological processes. They are not a replacement for professional medical care. Here is what I want you to do. Not tomorrow, but today, before you close this video. Write down 3 specific vision complaints, the exact things that are bothering you most right now. Rate each one on a scale of 0 to 10. Keep that paper somewhere you'll be able to find it in 30 days. Tomorrow morning, begin with the sunflower seeds, avocado, and lemon. Just that combination: 1 ounce of sunflower seeds, a quarter avocado, and half a lemon every single morning. And if you'd like to embark on this journey alongside others, drop day 1 in the comments right now. 2 words. Come back in 30 days and tell me what has changed. Your vision did not decline in a single week, and it will not be rebuilt in a single week. However, the proteins within your lens are eagerly awaiting the raw materials that can help slow this process down. Everything on this list is available at your local grocery store. The cost is less than $1 a day. Start tomorrow morning.